Welcome to another episode of Power Alphas. I'm one of your co-hosts, Sabby Piscatelli, and as always, I got my beautiful wife, Amanda Piscatelli, with me. How you doing, beautiful?
Doing great. Welcome, everyone, to another episode. We're happy to be here, and boy, is summer here.
Oh my gosh, dude! I swear
I knew you were gonna say it.
I can't believe you were gonna say that because today was the first day that our AC or our garage is
Slow down.
AC'd, right? Because we have the Rolls Royce and then we have our gym in there. Today was the first day where I come in the garage and I put the garage door up and all the mirrors fogged out,
it was bad.
all the windows and the rolls fogged out because that humidity hit hard today.
Yeah, it's the humidity
It came
that
out
we're
of nowhere
feeling.
though. Like I feel like it's been nice. The whole month of April's been nice here.
Should we just go up to New York now?
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
But I can't believe you just
it
said
made
that.
me
'Cause
it reminded me of the summers here, and I did because I was just walking
it's
the
gonna
dogs
be hot.
before we
No, it's
left,
hot now.
and in the front, and I was just like, yeah, it felt like sauna. And
The
I was
worst
like,
part about it is like even the other day I was moving the masseuse's car when she was blocking me. I was sweating
Yeah,
like
you
30 seconds
sweat.
outside
That's
in
what
the
I always
suit.
say. I'm like,
No, it's no good.
Go get the mail, and you got swamp
Yeah,
ass.
I know.
Welcome to Florida, people. Everyone that wanted to move here.
Yeah.
This is the one thing that you might not love the summer.
But I
anyway.
love Florida. Can't complain.
No, we love Florida. We love New York. As you guys know, we do go to New York for the summer and fall. It's our favorite time of year, and we're excited because we did renovations and we got a lot of stuff to do up there. So we'll probably be going there like mid-June. But we got some stuff to talk about today, some trending topics, and just our usual stuff. But yeah, let's get right into it. So I've been reading a lot on social media, and I thought this was a good topic to talk about how, clearly because we're kind of in it as well, but how there's a study coming out saying that influencers, or you want to say gym influencers or fitness influencers, any kind of influencer, are making more money than actors and actresses. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, I don't know where they got all the statistics from, but you are right. I mean, it is crazy.
Not all of them.
What the social media is starting to trans up in a sense of like you said, influencers, content creators,
just
OnlyFans,
all of it in general.
all the stuff. And it really is mind-blowing because social media can reach the demographic of the world, right? Not just the country. I mean, you got the world. You got 7.5 billion people you could reach through social media. So, yeah, I mean, I believe that. I would love to see the analytic numbers on it, but I definitely believe that.
I think it's more of like discussion talk. I don't know if there's, statistics out there, but it was just this video that I saw, and I started thinking about it because I was like, you know what? That's really interesting because the thing is, in the Hollywood world, right, it's such a wide spectrum of how much money someone can make, right? So I think you have to kind of put into play with this. It's like, you have your huge actors like, Brad Pitt, Ben Affleck, all these.
Denzel Washington.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. These they're very, very
those
wealthy.
Guys, for sure.
But I think in general, the topic is like, social media is becoming so prevalent, and it's not just, when I first started social media, it was really just fitness for me. And, the way things have changed too, it's so interesting because when I first started my social media platform, when I, before WWE, when my competing days in WBFF, and I would follow other fitness girls to get ideas, just like we still do now for things. And, the biggest thing back then was like these shout for shout things. And I don't know if you remember, you were probably like in your NFL career at this point. Because this was like over 10 years ago. So this was like.
I was done, babe.
Oh, I forget, guys. It's
2025.
41 years old. We keep forgetting.
41.
Well, you're reverse aging, so it's
to make
hard. Let me
Sorry.
explain the shout for shout thing real quick because you don't know this. Ben might know. So it was like literally S for the number 4 S. So we would like go into each other's DMs when we started building my following. I remember the top girls at this time, and I still follow them to this day. But now there's just so many, the girls that I followed was like Paige Hathaway, Bella Falcone, Andrea Brazier. She was big in WBFF, and I loved her, the way she looked on stage and everything. It was when I started competing. So, I would kind of emulate and try to mock what they do because they're doing something right on obviously social media. But it was a big way for us to grow and gain each other's, followers. So we would DM each other and be like, hey, and you'd have to go after someone that had a similar amount. Sometimes you get away with, going after someone that's like,
of course, you give me a shout out, I give you a shout out. I remember, I remember that was like 10 years, yeah.
Yeah, so like
girls
we
doing
would
that
be
a
like,
lot.
hey, like, and it was like a fitness thing and mostly fitness. And it was like, hey, you want to do a shout for shout? And, I would post a picture of them. They would post a picture of me. And obviously we'd gain each other's followers. So my point is like, obviously then, I didn't know what to make out of it. I could never foresee my future now looking at it 10 years later and doing what I do now and how much, money I've made off social media. I'm blessed. But at that point, I was promoting like Flavor God was big. It was owned by Shreds at the time. I think Shreds was huge on social media. Shreds was actually like one of like the first fitness supplement companies that grew really big on Instagram. Do you remember them?
I do.
But then like something happened with them. I forget what happened. But I think they own part of Flavor God. But Flavor God was like spices. And they'd pay me like, I don't know what they would pay me. I forget. Should go back to look. But my brother and it was Joey and Madison when they were little. And they used to kind of like make fun of me because like I'd be posting these spice videos. But I was getting like, I don't know, I was getting maybe $100 a week posting them. Like that was big at the time for me.
Then.
Yeah. But it all just, and then obviously it grows and your social media grows. But it's just so wild to me to think that, that it could be a thing where like social media influencers, and there's a lot out there that are proof in the pudding that are making more than, actors and actresses hustling and trying to, make it big in a movie or something like that.
It's not even just to put actors in that category. It's almost anybody, right? And the thing is, like, I think social media, like I spoke about, 2 seconds ago, was your demographic of what you could hit is just endless. I mean, it's 7.5 billion people in the world, and you could now create a platform that will get traction in China, India, Japan, and your social media is the future to some extent, right? I mean, again, like it might change in 20 years, it might be something else, but right now, 100% subscription-based platforms is what business models are getting, modeled after. Social media platforms, and if you look at it, right, like these companies 12 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, they would pay a lot of money for marketing, right? They would pay for billboards, they would pay for advertisement. Now your marketing is all on social media, right? Yeah. And that's why we do a lot of collaborations, because at the end of the day, it's actually cheaper for them because they'll actually just do a collab for an exchange of a hot tub, for instance, right? But that hot tub didn't cost them what they probably would have paid in marketing. But now they get somebody with 7-8 million followers on all their social media platforms. They get 7 million eyes on,
and you should be getting really paid for it.
Well, really. The thing is, you get paid, but collabs is good too. But no, social media is definitely I wouldn't even say it's the future. It's the present. It's right now. It's right now.
Well, because when you think about it, and you said 7-8 billion people on social media, whatever it is, but it's in the world, right? But I think what to come from that is that people would watch TV. Obviously, people watch movies. Everyone watches TV. But I think the world is shifting because of these things, the cell phones. It's so accessible wherever you are, and I think it's also shifting, like not only from the TV and the movies, but it's like the series and like how Netflix has like grown so tremendous. And like, people love reality TV. They love series. They love, documentaries. And I think that has shifted as well. So I think like, that's why sometimes you see some big actors and actresses kind of shift into like more like Netflix series or something, because I think more people probably watch Netflix than regular TV and movies.
1,000%.
Or Hulu and like all the different
nobody
streaming
watches
services.
Cable TV anymore.
I know, nobody even.
The only time I watch cable TV
it.
is like a sports, like a golf event or like a sporting
event.
Event.
We don't even have it in New York. We bought like the Hulu thing.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Our attention spans just keep getting smaller and smaller.
Well, me and Ben were just speaking about that too. Like you're talking about, I'm excited, not to talk about now because it's a little, not in the works yet, but it's going to be something that's going to be exciting when I launch it.
Drum roll, please.
No, I'm excited to build a community. I really am. I'm so excited to launch my next venture in my life because I'm passionate about it. I'm excited about it.
I'm excited for you too.
And I want to help people because that's kind of, what's molded me, who I am today. And I want to give back. But that being said, people's attention span is very short.
It is. It's getting shorter and shorter.
You talk to these influencers that are, extremely successful. They'll tell you got to catch people's attention the first 2, 3, 4 seconds of a video.
3 seconds, yeah.
That's it, right? And at the end of the day, even I catch myself not watching a video longer than 5 seconds. So
because everyone's just scrolling and it's like quick, and then it's like if that doesn't interest you the first 2 seconds, you're not going to waste your time. You're going to keep going.
But even I'll say this: I actually just started doing this about a week ago. I actually don't touch my phone now in all my morning routine. I used to have it at my coffee time, right? But now I have no phone. I catch myself listening to the birds outside. I catch myself staring into the sky.
chirping.
I catch myself, praying even more because I do my morning prayer in gratitude
you have to have
before. But
balance.
it just kind of, it's like we're getting so obsessed with these phones. And I'm not saying it's not bad because we're all making money on it. But you got to have your balance because it's going to kind of consume your life. So that's the only thing I would say. For me, it's I've kind of put
You're
it.
not saying it's bad. You mean? Yeah,
I'm not saying it's bad.
Yeah.
It's just put it in perspective, right? Balance.
Yeah, and also balance. And you have to there's times where it's needed, and there's times where it needs to be put down for sure.
One thing I want to comment on real quick is I know we're talking about like fad topics. Is the one gorilla versus 100 men?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that.
Yeah,
Sammy.
please. I'm going to talk about this
I need
right
to
now.
hear it.
Crazy.
And I'm going to deaden this.
I need to hear you.
Hope you guys
I
are
need
interested
it.
in this one.
100 men versus one gorilla. You're out of your mind, number one. Okay, because here's the thing that I don't understand. 100 men cannot attack a gorilla all at one time, right? You got to go in like groups of like 4 or 5. Okay, so he's just gonna demolish all groups 4 or 5 for about 20 times, which is 100 men. No chance, guys. Because think about this, though. Think about this. Like I made a good point. He will kill the first 20 men right in front of you. You think some people are gonna keep coming?
Exactly.
You're out of your mind.
I couldn't agree
I'm
more.
be like, yo, I'm good, bro. Holla at me later.
Oh, dang, Jeff! I thought you were.
Yeah, I thought you had my back, buddy.
you said
Oh, I'm
you-
dead now. Yeah.
Exactly.
How did this even start?
The
this whole
scenario,
thing?
first of all, the scenario is stupid because it's like 100 men can't physically like jump on a gorilla all at one time, right? Like I said, what do you have, 4 or 5 guys that can grab on at one time, and no one's able to stay on them? Nobody.
If a monkey can rip your face off, like literally rip,
A gorilla can. No chance.
there's
A
no-
gorilla can squash your skull.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you have no chance.
No chance.
So that's just dead in that.
Just
Go ahead,
pick-
babe. Next topic.
Savvy, you're like, imagine him grabbing your leg and just whipping you around like a
To be honest with you, I think what happened would he would start using dead bodies as weapons. He would just take dead bodies and start swinging people.
we have
and it'd be like nothing to him, right? Think about it. He picks up a body like this and just swings it at you. You're like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, he like will take like 5. It's a log. He's throwing a log at you.
Yeah.
It's
Crazy.
crazy.
The crazy part is how people come up with this shit, and they're
like
like,
Conor
it
Mc-
becomes all of a sudden this
like
huge
Conor
thing.
McGregor said, like, 100 of me will dominate. I'm like, bro, chill out, dude. You're like,
Of course, and you're gonna
stop
have
with
these
the
people.
bullshit.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, next topic. We kind of talk about this in other episodes and all, but it's relevant. It just kind of happened. A few of my close friends were a part of it, so I wanted to bring it up. But there were some WWE layoffs. So there's some free agent, frenzy, whatever you want to call it, and there's like some like rumors going around that I happen to see on social media. I don't even know if Sabby knows, but it's like, these things that pop up. It's so silly. Like one rumor was, apparently the people that got released weren't putting in enough work, or they were somewhat like lazy. And a couple of the girls, Cora and Gigi, actually made a comment about it on Twitter, and I like that they spoke up because I think that's BS, and I think it's so stupid because we've been there and we know like how it works when it comes to like releases. Like you can't even sit and say there was like a specific reason, or like you make up a reason of being someone that didn't put enough work, because the girls even said, I could pull up what they said, but it was like lazy. Like there's no time to be lazy when you're at the PC. You know how the PC is. I mean, you're training all week, you're putting in the work. Some of these girls have been there for a couple of years now at this point. You're going to live events. You're traveling all around Florida. You have, you said you remember your schedule with in Orlando with the PC when it was like, now it's not probably as crazy, but like you have like one day off, like Sunday, to like regroup and all that. And like you're hustling. It's like to say that is just so stupid. And then there was like a rumor about like, well, Braun Strowman was getting paid too much, which maybe that was true. I don't know.
First of all, let me just put a squash all that bullshit right now. Let me tell you why it's all bullshit. First of all, they have to say something to justify their releases.
Well, and this isn't coming from WWE.
But not
I don't
even
know where
that.
it came from.
Whatever rumors, they can say whatever they want.
Right.
But here's the thing, guys. It's a business model, okay? It's a business model with a revolving door, meaning as they're guys who sit in offices are dorks and nerds and they punch numbers all day and they know that WWE has X amount of money for their salary, X amount of money to pay, is that every 8 weeks, 6 weeks, 10 weeks, they have layoffs. That's what they
Yeah.
do. And at that moment or whatever in that
Just like
period
every
of
company.
time, exactly right. So that whatever that period of time is, they will, okay, all right, guys, we have cuts. They probably sit in a room and say, we have cuts this week. Here we go. Who's who's running cold, who's not cooperating, and they just go down this list and they say, okay, well,
Or we not
we got to
using-
eliminate 10 people so we could hire 10 new people. And that's just the way the revolving door works. And at the end of the day, it's not really I don't think there should be any kind of excuses or blame. It's just your time is up and your time is to move on and find something new. But at the end of the day, there's so many more opportunities out there. And who knows, they might call you back. Some of you, I think your girl is really young, right? 23, 24.
Cora's really
so they
young.
always have opportunities. And at the end of the day, it's a business. And we talk about this all the time. Professional industries, football, basketball, whatever it is, professional industry. You are a piece of meat. You are a ticket in a line. And when your ticket's called, you go play. When your tickets get thrown in the garbage, you got to leave. That's just reality.
Yeah, it really is. And when it comes to WWE, we've been there and like we've seen people come and go constantly. And it's like, I think what annoys the talent when they do get released is seeing stupid shit like that on the internet. Because me personally, I would find that annoying too. And if I was Cora and Gigi and Jakara and these other girls that got, Katana and Kaden, whoever, all these girls that got, or Dakota Kai got released, like, no, you can't say that they were lazy or that they didn't put enough work in. Like Dakota Kai had like 2 or 3 injuries at one point.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
you know what it takes to get back from a knee injury to get back into, full tip-top shape? Like, you can't say that. So I think that is what bothers them and why they spit back, which I don't blame them. But it's like, it's
But
wild.
the reality is everybody's in different situations, different scenarios.
Of
right?
course,
like you
everybody.
said, one person can be getting paid too much. One person, could be getting,
Yeah.
not being used, kind of fizzling out, not
Contracts
getting
are
over.
coming up. They don't wanna renew.
They don't want to
So
renew your
they're-
contract. Every single person that gets released is in a different scenario.
100%.
So they got to be careful with
Their
these broad comments.
Right. Their big thing right now, I've noticed with now with TKO and how they're hiring people and, maybe they're paying people a little bit more, which is great for those people, but they have to cut the other ones that, that, like you said, they gotta look at their books. They gotta figure out who deserves how much and who doesn't. And then they gotta get rid of that waste in a sense. But their biggest thing now is like when contracts are coming up, back when Vince was in charge, Vince kept a lot of talent. If he wasn't using them, or whether
Yeah, he didn't
used
care.
them
It was
for,
all right. He didn't want to
yeah,
go
like
anywhere
it was
else.
just. I think it's a different business model plan how they
100%.
do it now, and I think
Of course.
Vince kept a lot of talent. And when contracts were up, they renewed and they were happy with what they got or whatever it is. But I think because, word on the street is that if they are my friend, my coworker over here is making that much money, well, why shouldn't I be making that much money? So they, go in
business,
with an
guys.
offer and they don't want to give
Business.
that offer. So at the end of the day, they're going to say, well, you know what? We're going to have to cut you because we don't want to renew your deal.
It could be you're too expensive.
Right.
I got caught in that bubble in the NFL, right? My year
want
7.
younger,
They want
cheaper.
younger and cheaper. That was what I figured out when I was trying to get back in the NFL at year 7, where I knew my minimum. Let's say my minimum was $1 million, right? At that time, you can get, I think the minimum at that time was like $350 for a rookie. So you can get 3 rookies for me. So yeah, younger and cheaper.
Yeah.
So listen, don't take it personal. You have a whole bunch of opportunities waiting for you. Just put on your hard hat every day and get to work.
And you know what the best part is? If you guys are listening out there and you may be in this boat or you may still be in WWE,
Follow Mandy's
whatever
blueprint.
the case may be, I got the blueprint. All you got to do.
Come holla.
It's not about when. It's basically, I'm sorry, it's not about if. It's about when that call comes
Yep.
because we all know it will come.
It's coming.
And listen, I'm not just surviving, I'm thriving.
Ooh, I like that.
So you know who to call. And I feel like, I don't know, this might be like my new calling. Like I actually, me, I really love helping people. I think that's like part of my purpose. I think it was part of my purpose in NXT. I think that's what I miss a little bit.
We were both kind of like that.
We both are. And I
You
really
are
do
definitely
love
like
helping
that.
people. So when these women find out they're released, and not all of them, but the smart ones, I should say, they know who to call. And it's not just about, OnlyFans or paid or subscription-based platforms or whatever it may be. There are so many other opportunities, and getting yourself in that door or in front of the right people, the right networks, the right management companies, the right teams, basically helping you to, whether it's autograph signings, whether you still want to wrestle on the indies or whatever it may be, and getting bookings, you have to have the right team and you have to have smart people in your corner and people that you trust. And not everyone out there is is, trustworthy. And when someone does get released, you're going to get a ton of emails. You're going to get a ton of phone calls reaching out. And don't lowball yourself, because being in WWE is a blessing. It's a huge spectacle. Like we always say, it's the cream of the crop, and you developed a name there and you have equity in your name.
Yep.
So don't just come out and
the doors actually open up more.
Exactly. But don't just come out and take every offer that comes your way, because let's be honest, it's sometimes scary when you get released. And if you didn't save your money and you didn't make a whole lot of money to be able to save or invest, you might be in a little bit of a pickle. But there are plenty of opportunities, and trust me when I tell you, you will be just fine. They want to make you believe that you can't survive without them. So that's why there's always that fear that is instilled in every single one of us in that company. We all went through it. But 2.5 years later for me, I can sit here and say it's the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I'm blessed. So moral of the story, if you're in that boat, call me.
Wow, not a girl, babe. Well said. I was just watching.
Should we just end it right now? No, I'm kidding.
That was listen. That was great advice.
It's true.
And you know what? You continue to always try to evolve and find your niche. I'm about to go down another journey I'm excited about, and I'm 41, so now I'm a new challenge coming about, and
it's exciting.
It's exciting.
Isn't it exciting? Like you're excited for a new challenge.
At the end of the day, the one thing I will say is that's why I always preach take care of your money, because taking care of your money is definitely a scenario where it takes a little bit of pressure off you. Yep. It takes a little bit of anxiety away from you. A little, you're scared. See, at this point of like our lives, in my life, I do thrive for something new to challenge me. I do thrive always to make more money, of course, right? We always, but at this point of my life and your life, we don't have the pressure that we have to do anything,
right?
Which is great.
Which
and
is
that would tell somebody,
feeling.
Anybody in WWE, and I know some of them are not getting paid as much as you think, but if you are getting paid a good amount, take care of your money, save it a little, invest a little bit of it. So when these transitions do come, because they will come, and they're going to come many more times in your life, that you have a little bit of a blanket. They don't got to stress about finances, but
exactly, and nothing lasts forever.
No,
so don't think that it's going to last forever, because it's not.
Like even hot as you are, and like we always talk about it all the time. Hopefully this train runs, but we know this train will run out, and then you will transition to something new and something new and something new.
Different.
And the thing is, that's why I feel like we preach a lot about this, and I'm so proud of you because you are so humble, and you've allowed me and our team to be at the forefront of your money and invest and really grow that aspect of your life, which is good, because a lot of people that start making that kind of money, they start spending it on stupid things, and you've done a great job, so kudos to you on that. But anybody listening to that, my grandpa always say, take care of your name and take care of your money, and everything will be all right in life.
Yeah, and it's so true. And just to kind of piggyback off that and kind of end it from there is like, I said it before, but it's like having that good support system. And, you may think you can trust your significant other at the time, but just remember, not everyone, especially when you're young in your 20s, everyone's dating, and it may not be your end all be all man or woman in your life. And that's okay. But don't think, don't put all your eggs in one basket, and also don't think that person has, your best interest, because sometimes they don't. And unfortunately, people get robbed, people get taken for granted and all these things. But I'm so blessed and so lucky to have a supportive, amazing man that I do trust, 100% through and through, because we're a team, and it's, everything is ours. So it makes it a lot better and more, I'm so confident in the aspect of like knowing that Sabby is so good with my money, and he can invest with, everything that we do and going forward, and we just keep building an empire. So at the end of the day, you can't trust everybody. But like you said, it's always good to be smart and, have that blanket, because that blanket is going to save you.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. We did a little shorter episode today, but let us know in the comments if you like these topics, if you want to hear anything else. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and don't forget to watch my newest video on OFTV. It's it's Wrestlers for Beginners. Wrestling for Beginners, actually. But it was really funny, so go check that out, and we'll see you guys next week.
Awesome.